Yeah, man, it's Addi G, me. Y'all tapping into Do Over Don't.
God, put it on everything that I love. I cannot afford, ain't no giving up. Showing these niggas I'm up for the cup. Niggas be thinking I'm beefing with them. I'm moving so peacefully. I cannot afford with these leads. They think it is competition, but it's me, it's me. Niggas pay me to rap my shit in shows. I don't speak for free.
What's good, Do Over Don't? Purple World, episode 39. Back again. Mr. Ryan is with me again.
Good.
This is weird having a co-host. It's weird.
Nice.
So you got to say what's good too.
What's good?
But today we're here with a man who magically appeared into our lives through our first live stream reacting to people's music, Mr. Addi G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
What's going on? Give them a little rundown, like what you do.
What I do? Well, basically, I do music. You know, when I talk, do I look in the camera or do
No, you could like either one. It doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
So yeah, you know, Addi G, man, I basically do music. You know, that's my main thing. Really versatile in my opinion. I like to do it all. Big fan of film, you know, film creating and all that. So yeah, I'm basically just tapped into the creative world. I just recently started, you know, promoting myself as an artist too. So see how this goes, you know.
So where'd you like grow up?
Grow up?
Type shit. What was your early?
I've always been in the Boston area. I grew up in Dorchester my whole life. I recently moved out here, not too far from here, around quarantine. And obviously during quarantine, we was kind of on lockdown. So my first year being around here, I wasn't really outside. So I say in the last 2 years when I really finally started to go out, meet people, and go to events, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, that's basically how my upbringing.
So how'd the music come about? When did you start? Or was there anything? I know you said film and stuff. What was like your first creative endeavor?
Shit. Well, I've always been a fan of it, like my whole life. I remember, like, if I had to really put a time frame on it, like 2010, 2011, like when Young Money was like popping. You know, the Drake, the Lil Wayne, Nicki. I was really tapped into that. Yeah. That was like my first exposure to like the music life, and I was really enjoying the shit that they would do and what they would post. And as years went on, I just always been like a little fan of it. And then it wasn't until like high school I really started like, yo, I could really do this. I could really be an artist myself, because I've always written shit. I started off with poems, and then I went into like full songs. But once I hit, like, my senior year, like, 2019 is when I really started plotting on, like, taking it serious. And the whole music, the film creating and all that, that all started happening with music videos and, like, trailers, promotions, and all that stuff. And I just been having fun with it, so, yeah.
So when was your first time, like, being in the studio or just recording in general, even if it was at a crib?
Shit, my first time ever in a studio, I think it was early 2021, and I've always dreamt about it. I'm like, yo, I can't wait till I get into the studio for the first time. First couple months of me recording, I actually had my home studio. It wasn't the best, but it kind of carried me to where I was for the moment. But when I finally stepped into a studio, man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I never stopped.
Recording at home, what was it like hearing your voice for the first time? Did it sound like what it sounded like now remotely, or was it?
Nah, it was beautiful.
It was good. It wasn't garbage at first.
The reason why is because I used what do people call that? It's like a preset.
Preset, yeah.
Yeah, I used one of my friend's presets, and it took care of it, the whole thing. Like the auto tune was good. Obviously, the only thing I had to change was like the key, because like the beats were always different. But the EQ, everything about it was like set up to like kind of how I wanted it to sound. So I was able to take care of myself and be satisfied with the sound for like a few months. But then I was like, all right, it's time to move up. So I started hitting studios, and yeah.
You like to like write a lot of your stuff, or you like more like punch in, like get the vibe?
Nah, I hate freestyling. Word. Yeah, I like to write. I write everything. I like freestyling for fun, but when it comes to making songs and when it comes to like when I'm doing a project or something, I write everything. I don't really like to freestyle.
Shows.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you just naturally had a good voice though? Because I'm kind of shocked. Obviously, the preset plays a pretty big impact, but I'm shocked I've never really heard. Actually, I've heard a couple times, but it's rare that I hear somebody say that their first time wasn't like ass recording some shit.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like when I first started recording, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But me not knowing I didn't know what I was doing, I didn't record. I waited until I knew like how to like fuck with the voice. And luckily I had somebody who knew a friend, like I said, who gave me presets and all that stuff. And that kind of gave me more confidence to record like crazy because I had something to hide my real voice. Not saying that my real voice is horrible because it's definitely not. But, you know, it kind of helped me be as consistent as I was back then.
So did you have like other friends that were already making music at that time?
Nah, not really. There was a few people. Like shout out Cray. You know, he's been doing this thing for a while now, ever since high school. He was like one of the first people who I seen really doing it. He's still in the local scene, on his way up though. But other than that, I've always been dolo with it. I wish there was more that I can name, but there wasn't really much I knew personally.
What was your first time like dropping music? Like your first song, what was it and when was it?
Like what was the name?
Yeah. But also like just what was people's reactions, like that initial moment when you dropped your first song?
I remember I dropped my first song, if I'm not mistaken, it was on Valentine's Day of 2021.
Damn.
And it was a love song, you know. I was obsessed with it. It was my first song ever. How can I not be? But yeah, when I came out with it, I really didn't get a weird reaction. People were fucking with it. It is like honestly one of my most streamed songs right now.
Damn.
So that's blessed. But yeah, it's called Like That. So it's a catchy song, but that was a song that I recorded in my house. So I don't really like the sound of it anymore. But yeah, the reaction was pretty smooth. I couldn't really expect a lot, you know. So
was that one of the first songs you recorded, or did you already have like a couple built up at that point?
Nah, I had a lot more recorded.
You did?
Yeah. But me being new and like, it's going to be my first song ever, I tried not to think too much about it. And Valentine's Day was approaching, so I thought, you know what, why not? Let's just break the ice with this.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Damn.
What was like, you think like, what was like the checkpoint you reached like with your shit that was like, all right, I could actually like, people can hear this, like comfortable, like shit like that, like being comfortable enough to drop. Like, what do you think like you did to get there?
Like to feel confidence, like drop consistently?
Yeah.
I don't even think it had anything to do with the people. Like, I just genuinely enjoy this shit. Like, I could swear, right?
Yeah.
I just genuinely enjoy doing this shit. Like, even if I wasn't getting the support I was getting, I would still be doing it because I know eventually I'd get there. You know. And when I first started, obviously the support was at its all-time low.
Yeah. Facts.
Just like, normal reaction. But just me enjoying the art, I feel like that's what really kept me going and gave me the consistency I had. Because it's just fun, bro. Hearing your voice on record, it just sounds good. It sounds like, damn, like, it's just unprofessional. Like, so, yeah, that's what kept me going.
What's, like, your favorite part about, like, dropping shit? Like, the videos, the actual making of it, the marketing of it, people's reactions to it? What do you think is your favorite part of the process with that?
Oh, shit. I'll probably say, like, probably the marketing. Like, I enjoy making it, but this is kind of where, like, my love for, like, film comes in. Because when it comes to marketing, I love, like, attaching audios to visuals and, like, using it as promo and shit like that. Like, I just, like, movie. Like, acting is a big part, too. Like, music videos, I could really be whoever I want to be.
And even just entertaining it in general. It's not acting, but it's just being yourself and just entertaining people. Or if you're an introvert, fucking being able to entertain people. But my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off with that. I feel like you had more to say on that.
Oh, no.
People.
So, yeah, the marketing.
Just
I'd definitely say the marketing. Like, I enjoy the whole process, but marketing, I'd probably say, is when I have the most excitement.
What, like, have you learned? What have been your biggest marketing fuck-ups? Like, what's something you've done that you're like, okay, this shit does not work? And then also, what are the strong points that you're like, okay, this shit works?
Shit that doesn't work, don't always do the same shit. Try different ways to promote yourself. Be on all platforms. And not, like, musically. I'm talking about, like, promote yourself everywhere. Like, be on Instagram, TikTok, don't be afraid to do TikToks. Snapchat, I know a lot of people aren't on that anymore, but it might be that one person. You might gain one fan, and that's progression, you know. Facebook, Twitter, like everything. Be on everything and just find different ways to, like, promote your music. Like, even if that means going out with a videographer and recording a 30-second trailer, or finding just different ways to promote yourself. Make the visuals look entertaining so people can stay and look at your music. Because just playing an audio can only go so far. If you already have a following, that's different. But for someone that's local, like, you know, like me, you got to really try to, like, grab their attention. So I learned to really, like, focus on being different and just always coming out with different visuals and shit like that.
What do you think is, like, the bare minimum an artist should be doing?
Bare minimum? I don't think there is a bare minimum. And it depends how far you want to go with this shit. Like, if you really want this type of life and you want to go far, like, you got to go all in. And I'm not saying spend your last dollar, but I'm saying, like, you got to be doing music. Go hit the studio on a weekly basis or bi-weekly basis. Even if you're not dropping, promote a song that's already out. Like, just be consistent. Show the people that you're active, because if you don't take yourself serious, trust me, people are quick to leave. Like, there's so many different artists out there that nobody deserves or, like, nobody could afford to, like, just slack. Because I cannot drop for a whole half of a year, and some people will forget about me. Like, they got Drake. They got, you know, other artists that they can just go listen to. They don't really care. So be consistent. I could say that is the bare minimum, if anything. Like, just be consistent and just try to be different, because there's a lot of people doing the same shit out here. So try to be different.
Do you feel like you struggled with being consistent at first, or did you just start making shit and you just automatically, like, realize that you had to be consistent from the jump?
Nah, I definitely learned that I had to be consistent.
Learn the hard way.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed, like, in the beginning, I say, like, the first, like, 8 months or so, I was pretty consistent. I was, like, dropping a month a song, and then I did, like, my first EP, like, 5 months into dropping music. And I was doing pretty good. And then once I dropped my first ever, like, project, like, album back in, like, May, I kind of took those next couple months just, like, not doing anything. And I was like, damn, I kind of have been slacking. But I definitely picked it up in the last month or two. And I definitely realized a difference in stats, you know? Yeah. It's just not good to take that long off a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
It's called, speaking of albums, so obviously Bittersweet coming up. Just off the bat, like, you could tell that, like, from the title that it means something. Like, what kind of, like, place obviously, like, there's a lot of different angles to it, like, just from the songs we've heard, but, like, what, like, place were you in when you, like, kind of conceptualized that?
To make this project, like, space? Well, me, just apart from me being an overall, like, R&B fan, I've just always been, like, I've always experienced, like love, or, like, just dealing with a partner or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of, like, motivation comes from, like, trying to make music like that. And I've actually been wanting to make this project for a while now.
Word.
And due to the break that I had not too long ago, I was like, you know, this is perfect time. It's cuddle season.
Right. So, yeah, no, for real.
I feel like I would definitely touch a lot of hearts with this project. And there's a lot of vibes, like a lot of late night vibes. It's more on the slower side.
Yeah.
But I know the right people will run into it. They'll fuck with it heavy. And yeah, that's kind of where that motivation for that came from.
Right.
Yeah.
This was about Bittersweet. I lost the beginning of this conversation because I picked my phone real quick. But no, I was just double checking. Right. So how we were just talking about marketing, like, what are your plans with this? How far do you want this to go? What can people expect out of this project?
Like I just said, like, expect a lot of, like, vibes. Honestly, this is like I'm not really proving anything with this project. This is more just for the people,
for your fans.
Yeah, like, this is more for people that just enjoy that type of music, that melodic and that not necessarily, like, pain, but, like, just that love talk. If you enjoy music like that, this project has a lot of that, and I definitely plan on going far with it. You know, I definitely plan on doing videos with it. Promotion's gonna go crazy. That's gonna start up anytime now, because it does drop on the 30th. So once that shit drop, the promotion isn't gonna stop. I'm gonna just carry out the next couple of weeks and months with videos as much as I can do, and let the people take care of the rest.
I forget this. This is either coming out the Wednesday before or the Wednesday after. I forget. Or no, it comes out the 30th. When's the 30th? The 30th next Friday.
2 Fridays. It's in 2 weeks. After this week, it's that Friday following.
Yeah, so this will be out the Wednesday after that. So the project will already be out at this point. I just realized. Yeah, well, it will be out for like 3 or 4 days. It will be out for like 3 or 4 days. Coming out? Shh, I think.
It's in January?
January 3rd.
Oh, so yeah, it's going to be out by then.
I think.
I should definitely go tap into that.
So people have already been able to hear it by now. People already have been able to hear it by now. What do you feel like is your biggest point of growth on this project, would you say?
Growth? Definitely to show people the vulnerability side I have. Because my last project, it was kind of mixture of everything. There was some hood talk in there. There was some pain talk. There was love talk. But for the most part, it was just all over the place. So I feel like people don't really know, like, what type of artist is he? And with this project, it's definitely going to let them know, like, oh, he could really be in his bag. Like, he could really talk about the shit we probably go through. Yeah. And it's a lot of catchy shit. It's a lot of catchy stuff in there. A lot of stuff that y'all haven't heard at all. And I just can't wait for people to hear it, because I enjoyed every song on there, so.
You seem like be a lover boy.
I mean, yeah, you kind of around this time. It's not bad to me. Once the summer comes, trust me. Once this project comes, I'm gonna get back into talking.
Talking about the what's it called? My bad. The diversity. Like, what do you think? Like, I've always wanted sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like, what do you think is the most important? Like, if there was one skill of yours that you had to get rid of, and one skill that you had to, hold on, for dear life, what do you think those would be? Like, the two, most important. I don't know if there's a skill that I would get rid of? Yeah. Like, what's the least important and most important, you think, as, an artist?
That's a good question.
Okay. Most important skill is, I want to say confidence, but honestly, you don't even need confidence nowadays. Yeah. The shy kid from school could go viral. You know what I mean? So I would say that. What's that word? I don't know. Being different. Because the same shit goes viral all the time, and even though it goes viral, it doesn't go farther than that. Yeah. People hear it for a month and then it's gone. Yeah. So I feel like if you know how to be different, and you get the audience to stick to it, it'll definitely go farther than a lot of things that come out nowadays. So authenticity, I'd say. Right. Just if you have that in your music or whatever it is you do in your business, you'll definitely stand out. And to get rid of what's not important.
Yeah. If there is one, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I think everything's kind of important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
Right. Makes sense.
What do you think makes you different? If there was one thing you could say about your art and just yourself as a person, what do you think is one thing that stands out about yourself that's different from majority of people?
Definitely my sound. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people are doing the melodic things right now. That's kind of what's popping. But even me doing the melodic thing, I kind of still feel like I kind of sound different from the others when it comes to the melodic thing. And I feel like a lot of people are kind of scared to do that type of music. A lot of people are doing the drill and the melodic hood talk.
Yeah.
And when I said I did the hood talk, I'm not talking about I'm not repping no set or nothing. But I would just speak on the shit that happens in the hood or whatever, because I kind of was around it my whole childhood. But I feel like, what was we talking about?
Being different. Just being different.
Yeah. So I feel like people are scared to do that because they don't want to they don't want it to flop. They don't want to get low statistics, like low likes or nothing like that. So they just try to go what's trendy, and they'd rather settle for that than risk it and go for something that they want to do. So I feel like that's kind of what makes me stand out from them, is I don't really care. In the beginning, I might have a little bit, but now I just do what I enjoy making, and I know people are gonna like it regardless. So
being yourself. How do you think people could like? Because that's what I feel like a lot of the artists do struggle with, is just being themselves. What do you think is a piece of advice you could give to somebody that could like help them get over that wanting to just do what everyone else is doing shit?
I got the perfect quote. Ready? One simple question. Do you want to die happy? Like, honestly. Do you want to die happy, or do you want to die full of regret? Like, because, phrase up, I was actually talking about this the other day, like on live and stuff. If you were to compare me to like a college student, right? College student, straight A's. He got a job that pays him amazing. If you were to, like, God forbid, but if me and that guy were to both die today, I would have died happier than him. Because that college, for instance, I'm speaking for the majority. There's some people who enjoy school.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but there's people out there who enjoy going to courses. But a lot of people out there, they take courses that has nothing to do with what they like to do. They have jobs that pay them great, but they hate the job. They don't like going to it, and they go to it every day. So, like, if you were to die today, what are you living for? Like, not saying that I would want to die right now, obviously not. But, like, if I were to, I would at least die knowing I'm doing what I love to do.
And with a purpose.
And that's what, I feel like that's where true success comes from. Because it's like, that's just where what it is. Like, happiness is success, bro. Like, so if you want happiness, get over that fear and start doing what you like to do. Because you don't know when you're gone, you know? So
Oh, God.
just be happy.
Some wise words.
Facts.
Wise words, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. So you didn't go to college?
Nah, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You drop out?
I dropped out, but not because of, like, I got tired of it. It's when it transitioned to virtual classes during quarantine. I didn't like that. And I wasn't learning that way. And I did, like, 2 semesters of that. And I was like, damn, bro, I've had enough. So I stopped going, and then I just got comfortable not going.
Do you feel like college taught you anything that is relevant in the real world?
No. Not at all. I kind of wish I took more advantage, though, in terms of, like, networking.
Yeah.
But around this time, I wasn't even dropping music. So, like, if I was, though, I wish I definitely would have took advantage of, like, trying to meet people who else did music and stuff like that. But, yeah, college just wasn't, it was kind of something to fill my time in, honestly.
So do you feel like the pandemic just, like, shifted your life kind of in general? Because it seems like that's when you got in music, you got out of school.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's definitely, you could say that, yeah. Because, like, music's kind of always been there, but since I wasn't doing college anymore, I kind of had more time on my hands, and that kind of gave me the opportunity to take advantage over the music more. I'm kind of glad that happened, because there's a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have done if that didn't happen. So it's just God's work, you know. Appreciate it.
What are like your biggest goals with music?
Biggest goals?
Yeah,
that I want to accomplish?
Yeah.
Definitely just grow in every aspect. Like, I want to grow the fan base. I want to be able to join. I want to be able to start a live and just have, like, 1,000 people just join that shit. And not even just to say I could do that. You know how beautiful that is to, like, just start a live and have 1,000 people that just support you, look at you. Like, that's just crazy. But, yeah, I just want to grow my fan base and just, like, take care of my family, you know. Being able to do that effortlessly is just, like, it's just a big flex. So that's definitely my goal.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
What's, like, what do you think is the best way to kind of, like, form your own community for an artist coming up? Like, what do you think is the best way to, like, form your own little community? Or just, like, get yourself into others'
Fan base.
Yeah. Shit. Working with people. Going to events, meeting other people. I realized that just by dropping music, you're not really going to put yourself far. unless you got quality shit that nobody heard before. Yeah. But most of us, it's like a lot of recycled shit. It's just being said by a different voice. Yeah. So, like, if you really want to get your music out there and, like, grow yourself, you really got to network. And even if that means traveling, too. Like, you got to take flights, man. Like, that's something I still have yet to do myself. Yeah. So, I definitely am going to start doing that. But going to events, networking with people, and just, you never know who you could run into. Yeah. Who knows? You might think one of your songs is regular, but an engineer might hear your shit. Yeah. And they might like, damn, like, if I showed this guy this song, he might be able to put it somewhere.
Yeah, for real.
You just never know.
That's what I hear with, like, producers and stuff all the time. Like, they all say, like, it was the beat I never expected. Or, like, the beat I would have deleted, like, type shit. Like, it always, like, it's crazy.
You're always going to be y'all heard this before, you're always going to be your biggest critic. So
facts.
That's why I kind of stopped stressing about it, like, the music I make, even though it kind of still happens. But yeah. I used to think like that. This might not be good enough. But, bro, you'd be surprised. A lot of the songs that I didn't expect to really blow, or not blow, but just do better than others, people be like, yeah, that's my favorite song. I'm like, damn, what about this one?
Yeah.
But,
not for real.
You just got to move with the flow.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like, production side, like, do you kind of just, like, filter through beats when you're in the studio, like, and pick a vibe, or, like, do you kind of, like, go in there with, like, an intent?
At least, like, how I've been doing it the entire time is I don't come to the studio unless I have songs ready. Word. So, like, when I'm at home, that's when I literally zone out. Yeah. When I'm home in my room, I just go through beats, and I just try to draw some songs down. Yeah. And once I have, like, a good 2, 3 to 4 songs that I'm like, I definitely want to hear these on a record, then that's when I book the session. Whereas, like, I'm not in a position to just blow money on studio time. So I definitely want to use my time wisely. Facts. That's why I always make sure I have shit written and I'm, like, confident in the songs. Yeah. If I think, like, yo, this will sound great on a song and in the studio, like, all right, this is one of those, so I'll put it on the list and I go record it. So.
Right. To backtrack a little bit off of that fan base question that he just asked you, once you get the fan base, how do you, like, keep them entertained? I know you were talking about visuals and stuff, but I know you do be going live, like, fucking all the time. How do you just, like, keep them engaged and keep them fucking with you?
I think a lot of that carries with the music itself. Like, that's kind of not hard, but it could be difficult at times trying to entertain somebody at all times. So unless your music is really that good, it's kind of hard to keep somebody as a fan. Like, I even myself have a few people on my playlist that I have one of their songs. I don't follow them on Instagram or nothing. I just enjoyed that one song. So unless your song really speaks to that person, it's going to be hard trying to, like, hold their attention. But as long as you're consistent, bro, keep promoting different music or even promoting current music you have, that's the best you could do. If they don't fuck with you and they don't stick around, that's dumb. But you'll definitely attract the right ones. People who genuinely want to stick around, they'll stick around. So all I can say is just be consistent. I know that's cliche, but it's true, man. Just be consistent.
How important do you think it is to have your personality there outside the music, though, like with the live streams and stuff?
Nah, I would say that's just as important because I know a lot of rappers out there that are just, like, dead inside. I'm like, damn, like, I wish you had this.
Even Christian's dying laughing, yo, I'm sorry. Yo, that shit is facts, though. Keep going.
You definitely gotta, like, have some sort of vibe to you, you know? Like, you can't just be a song maker. You gotta be entertaining. And not even just to music. I feel like you being a person in general, like, be fun, bro. Like, why are you boring with your life? Don't be boring. Like, I don't know. I could definitely be fun. Like, I could be goofy. Like, I like having a good time. And not only do I express that in my music, but if you spend a day with me, like, bro, we're going to have a good time. Like, yeah.
Nah, it's fire. I see it in, like, the live and shit, too. Like, always smiling and shit. Because, like, you got so many people that just, like, I don't know. I get, like, being hard, like, for situations that apply.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just like how you gonna adapt someone up all like stone faced. Like,
Yeah, bro.
Oh no, it's crazy. Like,
Yeah, that.
Motherfuckers be like, I'm not gonna make a joke. Bitches make jokes.
Yeah.
Like what? motherfuckers be like, no, that shit. That's why you had me dead, bro, with the dead inside. Cause motherfuckers be like, yo, I need to be in I'ma shoot you mode 24/7, bro. No personality whatsoever. And
It's
like,
cool. You
bro,
could be a shooter, but be funny too.
you could.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
that's the thing, bro. Like the funny thing is too, a lot of the people that make that type of music that are like successful in it, when you go talk to them, they're the funniest fucking dudes. Like the dudes that are like successful with that shit, making that type of music, they're like the funniest, like good people to be around when you're like in the studio type shit, when they're just being themselves. Like they're not like that. But then you got the motherfuckers that just be like not even saying anything. That moment of silence, that's how they be. That's how they be. They sit in the corner, they don't say anything the whole fucking time.
Nah, for real.
What's I was gonna say, what's your thoughts? Because we kind of talked about like drill music, like just where the music scene's at right now, even outside of drill music. Because I feel like drill's getting to its dying wave. Now we got that whole like underground, like Yeet and Sofago, that type of sound. What's your thoughts on like where's the music industry's at and how fast everything fucking is right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like within the last like 2-3 years, I feel like we're kind of losing that. What's that word? Like, I feel like we're just moving too fast now. Like I remember, like back then, I feel like for a whole decade we kind of stuck to one sound because it was good music.
Yeah.
And then ever since like 2018, 2019 came around, the drill started popping off. The whole Yeet thing started coming out. And don't get me wrong, some of that music is fire, but I feel like we're moving too fast. Like our attention span is just so short that we just what's that word, like magnev? What is that? It's like
gravitate.
Yeah,
gravitate.
We gravitate towards whatever just sounds good, which is what you're supposed to do, but it's just not as genuine anymore. Like we're quick to just up and leave a certain sound once we hear something better, and it's like, damn, what happened to that? Like that's still good, and I feel like people just selfish, you know. I feel like people just get selfish and they just hop from different things to different things all the time. But in terms of like where the music's at right now, I can't really complain. I listen to a lot of it, so I just say keep doing what you're doing. Honestly.
What about mass music scene?
Mass music?
Yeah.
We're doing good. I'm not gonna lie. Especially within the last like year, I ran into and gotten exposed to a lot of more mass artists, and we're doing pretty fucking good. I feel like we deserve more recognition, but I feel like we're gonna get there. I feel like we've been slept on for way too long, but I feel like within the next couple years, we're definitely gonna hear names appear more on the bigger platforms. We kind of already have them popping 100%. Up now, so I give it a little bit more time, and we're gonna be on the map a little bit more, you know.
100%.
Sure. I feel like we finally got some people that want to do it like and stay,
Yeah.
and, like build. Like it's good.
Honestly, because everyone was just up and in leaving, bro. Everyone would just get
That's
up.
That's true. Like we definitely got people who want to like do it and stay.
Yeah,
like a lot of people just do it. They don't have
LA,
a passion
bro.
for it.
Like facts.
Everyone just wants to get the fuck out of here, bro. Dickheads. Dickheads. Quote from KZ. Dickhead. Sorry. That's we're gonna do some sound effects for the New
KZ
Year's.
All day, that's what happens.
No, we're making sound effects for all the podcasts for the year. The girls could do someone else, but KZ's making them for our podcast and producer world. KZ's got to make the sound effect board, bro.
Damn, I wish y'all had that shit right now.
No, that's why if I could have just smashed the dickhead button of KZ saying that shit, bro, that shit would be mad funny. That shit would be mad funny. What's the other shit? No. No.
A lot that we can't say.
Yeah, KZ. Shout out KZ, bro.
For real.
But you got any questions you were gonna ask? I had one that was. I could ask one if you want. Yeah, I had some in mind. I was just asking if you wanted to ask some. I'll ask the advice question right now. Someone's starting starting music, starting whatever the fuck. They could be doing anything creative. They could be fucking knitting sweaters. If they're starting something that they're trying to basically dedicate their life to this shit and they're trying to go full force with this shit, what's the biggest piece of advice you have for that person?
Just start. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I would say, like, for example, just to put it in like a specific, if it's music that they're trying to get into, and you could use this for anything, but if it's music, it's like study the people who you look up to. Like, who do you enjoy listening to, and like even lifestyle wise, like who do you visually enjoy seeing, and just stick to yourself and practice that. Like, it's okay to be stuck in your room all weekend. Not every weekend, but just stay in your room for a weekend and just work. Like, nobody has to see the work. Nobody gotta know that you're working. Cause I'm telling you, I done put in hours of work just in my room, just writing music and plotting videos and just even marketing schemes, like all that type of stuff with nobody's approval. And I would just do it. And I'd put it out there and people would be like, oh my God, like, he's doing this. There's a lot of love out there that people don't even want to show. I'm pretty sure people just look out there in their house looking at me post. I'm like, damn, he's really doing this. They don't comment. They don't like. But they see it, though. And I know they see it. And it's just, you got to know. You got to get confident in your work. So if I had to give them advice, like I said, just start it. And it's okay to be by yourself. It really is. It's actually better to be by yourself in the beginning. So as long as you can do that, once you're out there enough till people start coming to you, just keep working, bro. It's bound to happen. So,
Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom.
So,
what about, like, talked a lot about, like, the work, but, like, what comes, like, in between for you? What's just, like, a normal day?
Normal day for me?
Yeah.
Bitches. Nah, it's fine. Gym. Big in the gym. Yeah. Besides that, honestly, that's basically it. Besides fun, I feel like everybody does the fun part, but like hobbies-wise, the gym is there. And that's basically it. Fortnite.
Valid.
I be on Fortnite still, you know.
Facts, bro.
Shout out to the ones who stay play Fortnite.
Yeah. Keeping it going.
Shit's fire still.
Start Twitch streaming. Start Twitch streaming.
Hey, I would be down to do that.
Yeah.
I've always thought about stuff like that. Like, once I'm kind of up there more and able to do that, I'm definitely streaming. Shit like that is fun. That's what I mean. Like, different ways to put yourself out there. Like, people who enjoy listening to my music would enjoy watching me play Fortnite.
Yeah, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you enjoy the person, you'll enjoy whatever they do.
Oh, God.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, God. Oh, God. You got any additional points?
Good. I think of some more.
One thing I wanted to ask, I forgot. There was another question before the one I was just gonna ask you. I was gonna ask future endeavors because I know you talked about film and stuff. Like, what else? What other aspects of the industry do you want to tap in with? And then the other question I just remembered was, do you work hands on with any producers, or you a YouTube beat type of dude?
The first question, I do YouTube beats. But my email's open. I'm actually gonna start getting into working hand in hand with producers because I've had a lot of conversations with people in the game and they always tell me like, oh, stay away from YouTube beats. Yeah. Start tapping into actual producers because not only it'll help you in the long run, but it's just better to network with producers because they could put you on to other artists, other producers, other engineers, and it's just a whole game they can introduce you to. So I'm definitely going to be tapping into the producer beats more often. What was the first question?
Like other things you wanted to do. Also, too, with the producer beat, getting your sound like original as fuck. How you're talking about sending out. That's a huge thing with working with producers. But other endeavors, like earlier, I know you talked about how you love film. Like, what other aspects of the industry do you want to tap into besides just being an artist?
Well, I feel like acting kind of falls into the filming, but besides like music and acting, just being an influencer overall. Like, I never wanted to be considered a YouTuber, but even doing like simple YouTube videos like vlogs or like gym routines and shit like that, like just shit that I'm into. I know a lot of people are also into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm kind of experienced in those things, and I can definitely help other people if they like watch my videos. So I feel like tapping into just personal videos for the YouTube, that would be pretty dope as well. But other than that, that's kind of where my world is at. So
Fire. Last question. What do you want people to take away from this interview, your music, and just like overall, what's your message?
Well, I just want to say I apologize in advance. I have like a stuffy nose right now, so my energy is kind of low. I wish I was like more energetic, but what I want them to take away from this is be on the lookout for me. Bittersweet this month. You know, once this drops, I'm not gonna stop. Like, I'm honestly in the most consistent mindset I've been in a while. And yeah, just look out for me. I'm a vibe, a great vibe to tap into. And what was
just like your message overall?
My message is like, I'm just having fun with this, and that's because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So just to give a message to those out there, like, just don't be afraid to do what you want to do, because it could give you so much satisfaction that you can't even imagine. Like, your money might not be right. You might not have that new car or that apartment to be by yourself, but as long as you're pursuing the shit you enjoy doing, trust me, it's gonna hold you far enough, because it's definitely doing me justice, you know. So yeah, just do what you want to do. Fuck everybody else.
That is a great end note.
Yes,
Back to back good ass end notes for final questions. Shit.
Yes, sir.
But before we wrap anything up, we'll also fucking thank you for fucking coming on in the first place. Thank you for coming on.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me.
Hey,
of course.
My first interview, by the way. First ever fucking interview.
Shit.
Appreciate y'all.
It was a good one. It was a good one. Next one, we're probably gonna talk a lot more once you have more music out. I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah.
And when your nose ain't stuffy. I didn't even know your nose was stuffy until you just said that at the end.
Really?
Yeah.
I literally bought this shit.
Well, no, I noticed when you walked in with that, but then when I was talking, I'm like, you don't even sound sick the whole time.
I don't sound sick.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's the
You
headphones.
just don't pay attention to me. It's whatever.
Through the headphones, you don't. Any shout outs though? Anything you want people to be on the lookout for besides Bittersweet?
I mean, just shout out to everybody who's been supporting me. You know, I enjoy all the feedback I get of any sort. It could be a simple comment, a DM, just anybody who's been contributing to the business up to this point. And yeah, just like I said, stay on the lookout, because after this project, it's not gonna stop. I'm gonna just keep coming out with a lot of more content outside of music, like just overall videos and shit like that. So yeah.
Shit. Tag your Instagram real quick so they can follow you.
Instagram is I am Addi G, IAMADDIG. And yeah, the little link is in the bio. So if you want to tap into everything else, I'll be in there.
I was gonna say, what should they look up if they want to find you on Apple and shit?
Yeah, same thing. Addi G, ADDI space G. And like I said, it's in the bio. So if you go to my Instagram, it's all there. So yeah,
make sure to follow the man. Make sure to tune in to Bittersweet. It will be out already at this point, so I'm going to put the link in the description.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, make sure to follow him. Make sure to follow us. Like I said in the last podcast, if you watch this whole video and didn't smash the like button, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, so smash that like button. Also, if you're tuning into our interviews, make sure to check that you're subscribed, which sounds dumb, but a lot of people have been watching us for 2 years and still realized, tape me up and tell me they haven't subscribed. And are like, damn, I can't believe it. So make sure you're subscribed. Code PERP15, all caps, 15% off merch. I'm sorry for doing all this like marketing stuff at the end, but we got to keep it business at the end so that we could fucking get everyone to make sure they do the things to get these videos where they need to be. Also, share this. I haven't been telling people to share, but if you fuck with his story and you fuck with his music, share this fucking interview so people could see his personality. But yeah, Purple World episode 39. I had to look at the board and I almost said it wrong, but we out of here. Peace.
Spanish nigga, but don't confuse me for no cholo. Me a little homo bitch rockin' polo. Fucking with me ain't no other nigga, that's a no-no. If I catch you with another nigga, you gotta go.